Welcome to Exchange with Benoit Ragot. Did you know that the sun in the Iraqi desert is so bright that you can hardly open your eyes? This childhood memory goes back in time when Benoit left France to follow his parents on multiple international moves. Quick to adapt, he founded his own recruitment agency. Soon after, he moved to Geneva in 2004. Today he manages over 20 employees, raises two daughters, plays sports and admittedly enjoys some guilty pleasures. Sounds like fun? Let's see what happened behind the scenes. Welcome, Benoit. First question, obviously, how old were you when you started the company?
I think I was around maybe 28, 29. Wow. So it was like a few years ago already.
What was your motivation?
The biggest motivation was to fill a market need that I felt that other companies were not doing like they should do. And so it was just to be sure we were taking this little place by the sun. So, if you do your job well, you're going to earn money.
From your perspective, what is the most difficult part in running your own business?
When you're in your own company, it's like doing some bicycle and you don't see the shortcuts. You're cycling, you're trying to go as fast as you can, but you don't see that if you go on the left side, it's going to be a much better path for you.
And that is because you have too much work, or why you're not looking?
It's because you don't want to look. You're doing like the ostrich policy sometimes, and that you don't want to recognize you've made a mistake. And there is no one to tell you you've made a mistake.
Thanks for the honest answer. Let's now talk about lessons you've learned as a startup founder.
We had a colleague that was sick, and she performed well in the first 6 months. And after the first 6 months, then she managed to get salary increase and so on. And then after she didn't perform at all. And she was lying to us about a potential placement she had done, but the candidate would not even know he had been placed because he had accepted another offer somewhere else. So the very difficult situation I had to face was like, what should I do? Should I get rid of this person as soon as she is back to work? And we realized that she was, it's not so nice to say, but she was lying to us, cheating on emails, claiming she had an interview with candidates, client meeting, and it was not the reality. And so on the day I decided to tell her, okay, it's your last chance. She was not happy at all. And I was ready to give a chance. And the person messed it up. And so I say, okay, now it's over. Well, it's very difficult for a human to do that, because even if the person does not want to work, you still want to believe in this person. It's like we should maybe be tougher, but you have a gentle side of you that says, okay, you can't sack her, you can't fire her, but you still have to do it. And when I brought her back to her desk, I realized that she was looking at another job advert for another agency. So I realized it was difficult for me, but at the same time, it was the right decision because this person didn't want to work for us anymore, and she felt that something was going to happen, and that she was already looking for something else.
So, what was your lesson learned?
If you want to get rid of someone, as hard as it may seem, don't hesitate, because it's people that you keep for the bad reason that are going to harm your business. And if you, as the founder or an associate, feel that someone does not deserve to be part of your team, you should not hesitate, because it's always better sooner than later. So in our industry, it's quite difficult because you have to understand the requirements, and the client don't necessarily need to meet you, because they don't really care who we are. What they care about is the quality of the people we can find them. And these are the people they are going to meet. These are the people they are going to interview. Whereas us, I could be working from Mars or from another planet. As long as there is a phone number in Switzerland, they don't care. Even if I was a robot, they would not care. For some clients, not always, for some clients, the human part is quite important. But for some, they just want some CVs. Some good profiles that are really happy and motivated to work for them.
Is there a story behind that?
So it was a few years ago, like maybe 4 or 5 years ago, we got a call from a company that we hardly knew. And they say, okay, someone with an Italian name, I don't remember the name, said that you were very good at recruiting. And so I didn't want to pass this requirement to my colleagues because I didn't want them to work on something that was not serious. And at the end of the day, this client happened to be really professional, really serious, didn't even negotiate our fees. And we've done some really good business with them. And basically, they were very difficult. We sent a few profiles that were like very well in the target, but they wanted what we call a hungry kid. It was an IT security job. And so we really found the perfect guy. And but before this, we sent 4 candidates that were good, but not exactly as they wanted.
So you actually never met that client?
They didn't need to meet me. What they expected us was to deliver, just delivering profiles that potentially could be very good for them. So the lesson maybe you can learn could be that if you are starting your own company, you have to be really good at delivering the value for your clients. Because if you don't find exactly what they want, they're not going to make you a gift, or they're not going to work with you because they met you or because they like you. They're going to work with you because you're providing them with an answer to a need. We hired people, and maybe too many people at the time, and we hired people that were really like not good for us. Just like some person that we hired, and we made them come. So we gave them a flat, and normally it's difficult when you don't come from Switzerland to have a flat. So and we did so many things that we hired his wife, and this single person has spoiled a lot in the company.
And how did you find this person? Was he recommended by somebody you knew, or?
We were looking for more people because we had a lot of opportunities, and we had always been successful in integrating the new people in our company, but we've made some wrong choices.
And you didn't see that coming?
So when you meet people, you don't think of the bad things. You think of the future and you think of something really positive. You don't see the dark side of people. And usually when you interview them, even the recruiter can make mistakes. And these mistakes could have been avoided if we had not hired someone that was a relative and that was highly recommended by colleagues that we trusted at the time.
And how did you realize that you did make a mistake?
Yeah, it's not something you realize so easily. In fact, you don't realize it easily that you've made the wrong choices because you're lying to yourself. You don't want to admit that you've done something wrong.
So tell me what happened.
It was quite a good thing in the end because it coincided with the COVID-19, so slightly before. So there was like a lot of departure, like people were not performing well. And so these people that were spoiled by this toxic person, finally, they left us at a really good time for us because it's helped us to lower our cost just before the COVID-19. So in fact, this was a chance.
My last question, traditionally, what advice can you give to somebody who's just starting own business?
I would say the first step is to be sure that you have clients.
Because if they're just starting it,
yeah, but don't start a company if you don't already have clients, because everything comes from the client. Your own boss they are your client. So be sure you have some clients that are ready to follow you. And I would say just be good also in your job, because there is no point to do something if you're not much better than other people in the same job. That's really important because you're going to face a lot of competition. So you have to be ready to fight every day. And even if you're a little cat compared to a big dog, you have to be a little cat that is hungry and that can deliver something. Because if you're just a cat just to be a cat for being a cat, there is no point. You have to be a cat that brings some fun, entertainment to your owner. And in this game, your owner is like your client.
I like the game analogy. When you're an entrepreneur, you have a lot of pressure. But let's not also forget to have some fun. Thanks, Benoit.